In the heart of an ancient Indian forest, where golden sunlight danced through tall trees and soft mist floated above the ground, lived countless creatures in harmony. Birds sang from the treetops, distant waterfalls whispered like timeless lullabies, and the forest floor glowed with warm amber light. Among these peaceful dwellers lived a gentle deer named Chandra. He was known for his calm nature and his thoughtful presence. While other animals hurried through the day, Chandra walked slowly, carefully observing every rustle, every wind movement, and every shadow. The forest trusted Chandra, and Chandra trusted the wisdom of the forest. But unseen among the shadows, something watched him, a pair of glowing eyes, a presence that disturbed the peace of the ancient jungle. Not far from Chandra's peaceful meadow lived a leopard named Raktak. Strong, swift, and feared by every creature, Raktak spent his days resting on moss-covered rocks, watching the forest with hungry, calculating eyes. He was powerful, but also dangerously greedy. Even in the deepest shadows, his piercing eyes glowed with ambition. Raktak was never satisfied, no matter how much he hunted or how much he ate. His greed whispered to him constantly, urging him to take more. He moved silently through the tall grass, his paws barely touching the ground. Every step was quiet, controlled, patient. Raktak had been watching Chandra for days, waiting for the moment when the gentle deer would let his guard down. The forest remained peaceful on one side, yet hidden in the bushes on the other side, Raktak watched silently. The two worlds existed together, calmness and creeping danger. When Raktak saw Chandra in the distance, his eyes narrowed. The gentle deer, unaware of the danger, seemed like the perfect target. And in that moment, Raktak made up his mind today he would hunt. That evening, Chandra walked to the quiet river bank, his favorite place in the entire forest. The soft glow of the golden sunset shimmered on the gentle water, and Chandra lowered his head to drink, enjoying the calmness surrounding him. As he drank, his reflection wavered softly on the surface of the flowing river. Everything looked peaceful, untouched, almost magical. But beneath this calm moment, the forest carried a quiet warning. Chandra lifted his head suddenly. His ears twitched. Something in the air changed, a faint vibration, a distant shift in the wind. The forest had whispered to him. Something wasn't right. Behind the thick bushes near the river, a shadow moved. Chandra didn't see a body, didn't hear footsteps, but he spotted something, the faint flick of a tail, sliding back into the leaves. Chandra stood still, his heart steady but alert. Behind him, hidden among the shadows, Raktak crept closer, silent, patient, dangerous. The peaceful river bank was no longer safe, and Chandra knew he had to act quickly. Suddenly, Raktak lunged out of the bushes with a powerful leap. The peaceful silence of the forest shattered as the leopard burst forward, his muscles coiled, his eyes locked on Chandra. The hunt had begun. Chandra reacted instantly. His hooves struck the earth, and he raced forward with all his strength. But he didn't run blindly. Every step was thoughtful, guided by the forest paths he knew so well. Deep in the forest stood an old, forgotten well, covered in vines and nearly invisible to anyone who didn't know it existed. But Chandra had discovered it days ago, and now he headed straight toward it with purpose. Raktak charged after him relentlessly, the forest floor shaking beneath his powerful strides. Chandra weaved between trees and rocks, using every twist and turn to stay ahead. But Raktak was fast, dangerously fast. With Raktak closing in, Chandra made his final dash toward the hidden well. The old stone ring appeared beneath the canopy, just where he expected it to be. If his plan was to work, the timing had to be perfect. Chandra reached the old stone well and stopped. His breathing was steady, his eyes calm. He positioned himself exactly where he needed to be, right beside the hidden well that held no water, only darkness. Raktak slowed down as he approached the clearing, confident that the chase was over. "You cannot escape me now," he growled. But Chandra stood unshaken, as if fear had no place in his heart. "I'm not running," Chandra said softly. "I'm warning you." Raktak frowned. "Warning me? About what?" Chandra stepped aside and pointed toward the well. "There is another leopard inside this well," he said gently. "Stronger than you, faster than you, and he copies every move you make." Raktak's pride flared instantly. "Another leopard? Stronger than me?" Chandra simply gestured again toward the well. "If you wish to see him, look inside. But be careful. He mirrors everything you do." Raktak stepped closer, curiosity and jealousy battling inside him. He leaned over the well, narrowing his eyes as he stared into the deep darkness below. What he saw next would decide his fate and prove Chandra's wisdom. When Raktak looked into the well, he froze. There, staring back at him from the depths, was another leopard. Golden fur, sharp eyes, a proud stance, just like his own. But Raktak didn't recognize the reflection. Curious and irritated, he bared his teeth. The leopard inside the well bared his teeth too. Raktak snarled, and the reflection snarled back, perfectly copying every move. Anger surged through Raktak. "How dare this leopard challenge me?" he roared into the darkness. His voice echoed violently inside the deep stone walls, and the roar from below echoed right back at him. Overcome by pride and rage, Raktak lost all sense of caution. Determined to defeat the other leopard, he lunged forward with full force, straight into the mouth of the well. A thunderous splash echoed from the depths. The reflection shattered into ripples, then disappeared. Silence returned, broken only by the soft dripping of water in the darkness. The trap had worked. Chandra stepped slowly toward the well, his hooves brushing softly against fallen leaves. He looked down, not with joy nor triumph, but with understanding. He had escaped danger, yet he felt no pride, only calm acceptance. As the echoes faded, the forest slowly breathed again. Sunlight returned through the tall trees, the mist lifted, and the stillness softened. The jungle began to heal from the moment of chaos. Little by little, the birds fluttered back to their branches. They chirped softly, as if confirming that peace had been restored. The forest's rhythm returned, gentle and familiar. Chandra peered into the dark well, watching the still ripples fade away. He whispered softly, "Greed destroys even the strongest." His voice carried quietly through the clearing. A gentle breeze swept through the forest, carrying away the last traces of tension. Leaves rustled softly across the ground, as though the forest itself sighed in relief. Life once again felt peaceful. As the forest settled into peace once more, the animals slowly emerged from their hiding places. They gathered around Chandra, deer, rabbits, peacocks, squirrels, and little birds, all eager to understand what had happened. Word of his escape had spread quickly. High up in the branches, the monkeys chattered excitedly. They whispered the tale to one another, how the gentle deer had outsmarted the fierce leopard, using nothing but calmness and clever thinking. From tree to tree, the birds carried the message across the jungle. Their wings fluttered with energy as they repeated the story. Wisdom is stronger than strength. Even the elephants, wise and powerful in their own way, nodded in approval. They understood better than anyone that true strength comes from patience, not anger. Later, under the shade of the great banyan tree, the younger animals gathered around Chandra. They listened quietly as he shared his simple lesson. Stay calm, think wisely, and never let pride guide your actions. The forest was learning and growing. As the sun began to set, the forest glowed with a warm golden light. What had been a place of danger only moments ago now felt calm and safe once more. The jungle breathed gently, embracing peace again. Chandra walked quietly along a familiar path, the soft glow of evening wrapping around him. He neither celebrated nor boasted. He simply moved with calm dignity, grateful to see the forest peaceful once more. Around him, the other animals returned to their routines. Rabbits hopped playfully, squirrels chattered, peacocks spread their feathers, and birds filled the sky with soft chirping. Harmony had returned. Against the fading sky, Chandra paused for a moment. His calm silhouette stood tall and proud, not from victory, but from the wisdom he carried within, a gentle reminder that strength is more than muscle. The day came to an end in the quiet embrace of the forest, and as the last light faded, one truth remained clear. Wisdom protects even the gentle. Pride destroys even the mighty. In this ancient forest, the lesson was learned and would never be forgotten.